G'day everyone, it's Alex here from the Mount Isa Go-Kart Club. It's the 22nd of April 2026 obviously. I just wanted to do a video today just going over the track and where it's at the moment. Also a couple of club things along the way. Excuse the wind, I can't do much about that. Some of this stuff too you might have seen before. And also I mentioned, obviously we've had a pretty good wet season, so we've done a pretty good job of getting the grass and stuff down, but there's still lots of weeds that we've got to get rid of. So but we are working on it. So just turn the camera around. So walking down into the last corner at the moment. So at the moment I'm planning to only run clockwise for a couple of reasons, which I'll cover off. But these tyres here next to the track, they've been finished for a long time now. So they're obviously done to the KA spec. So they're over 600mm high. So that's the minimum height. And they're all joined together in bundles of 4. So as you can probably see, there's 4 there. And then up against the fence here, we have the supercar tyres, and they're double road because obviously there's the fence there. This is the out-grid gantry. So this slides open and closed as it is now. And you might be able to see behind there, there's markings for pre-grid or out-grid. So this has just been finished, so there were a couple of tyres missing, but they're all on there now and we've painted them. So the likelihood of a cart actually making contact with this area is pretty low, I think. So yeah, whether that's something we need to update or change, but for the moment I think it's pretty good. More supercar tyres again, double road, obviously this is the outside of a corner. And it's double road up to the edge of the concrete here, so, and then we go to single. I'll just mention too the curb, so we have started painting the red, which is a bit of a school holiday project for one of the kids. Probably need another coat, and obviously you can see there's lots of weeds there, so we'll have to get stuck into that. Excuse me. One club thing to talk about, as you can see, we've got the blue toilet behind there, the all access toilet that we were able to purchase from by Glencore Mount Isa Mines. So we do have a grant now to do a concrete slab and pathway for that. So I'll talk about the concreting a bit more when I get to the other side. So yeah, continuing up the main straight here. Another thing, walking past the clubhouse, I have started cleaning like your flags. So we do have a traffic light system here, but we do have flags as backup. So I've been cleaning them and seeing what we've got and what we need to get. And also things like fire extinguishers, radios, they're at home at the moment. I'm going to charge them and make sure they're working. So still working on those sort of things, so we're sort of ahead of the game. Control tower, so as you can see, Paint Decor sponsoring the control tower. It's all clean and tidy up there at the moment. The timing system's still here. And as you can see, the gantry here, like you can see the whole track pretty well, so it's a good spot to control the racing. Move further along, gap here in the tyres to access the paddock. Example of our lights. I didn't mention why we're going to go clockwise first. So if you're running anti-clockwise, there's not much room or not much runoff down there. So it's something we'll probably look at later on, whether we put a bit of a chicane in to slow carts down before the last corner if we were to run that way. And there's also this light pole here, which is far enough away, I think, from the edge of the outside of this corner, but it's something to consider as well. Anyway, moving back onto it, so turn 1 on the left hand side here, we have all these tyres. They used to be along the main straight. I just need to go through them and make sure. You might see there's a couple there that have the bolts have come through or something, so I need to sort that out. Other than that, I think they're all good. So turn 1, this is the light pole, so just to cover off what we've done here, obviously Mount Isa Macca's, thank them for jumping on board. So the first barrier of tyres, close, so they're all done to your KA spec, so minimum 600 mil high, so they're all higher than 600, and they're both bolted into their groups of 4. Now, behind them, these tyres, these are all joined together with this cloth strap, and they go around, as you can see in there, there's concrete, so that gives us a bit of room. So if we need to have flag marshals in this area, they're pretty well protected behind these tyres. The reason we've strapped these ones, if I can find a good example, so it's too hard, tyres like this, to get in and bolt them together. So a lot of these tyres are still good enough to be a barrier, but probably not good enough to bolt together. So as time goes on and we get better tyres, all these tyres that are strapped together will eventually be phased out. So just to explain that, there's another example. So the power pole, it is some way off the track, but again, tyres at the front, they're all bolted to the specs. Tyres behind strapped together. You're a long way off the track there anyway. Curbing, we've been cleaning that up, lots of weeds and stuff after all the rain we've had. Turn 2, no sponsor for here yet, so if you're interested, let me know. Again, these tyres actually ran out of paint, so I'll chase the guys up at Paint and Decor to get some more. But that's just another example of what we're doing there. If anyone's got a little digger, I've got 2 jobs for you. Just need to clean this drain out a bit, and also the dirt pile here, just need to get in and clean that up a bit, separate the unburnt logs and just spread that dirt out. So if you got a little digger or local hire companies want to help us out, that'd be much appreciated. So the outside of turn 2, as you can see, these tyres are double thickness. So because turn 2 and this turn here, turn 4, is quite close, so we don't want any carts crossing over. So we've done double wall here. Again, all these tyres now, they're bolted and they're formed in their sets of 4. So they are all done. Move along. As you can see, there's more curb painting done here. These tyres here in the middle, they are all done now too. So all the way around to there, they are bolted in their stacks and they're bolted into their groups of 4. We do have a little gap there for access. Another example of tyres. I'll go close to this pole. So this corner's sponsored by Outback Auto Electrical. So you see this tyre barrier here. So again, outside all bolted, inside strapped together. And in here we've got tyres wrapping the pole as well. So 3 levels of protection. Obviously on this side there's access in case we have to have a flaggy here. Obviously if we're going clockwise, carts aren't really going to be able to get into that open side unless you're doing something far crazier than what I've ever done in a cart or a car. I'll just come back over to this side. You might remember we had a bit of a gap here, an open gap. So what we've done now is I've overlapped this. So this is the tyre wall that comes from all the way around there, all the way to here. And I've left a bit of a gap here so we can get carts and mowers through. It also gives a bit extra protection to the light pole from this side. I can't imagine any way that a cart travelling in the clockwise direction can spin around and go through here and then end up on that side of the track. So I'm pretty happy with that sits. So we'll move on to the next part. Excuse me again. So this here is where we replace the failed stormwater drain. So obviously goes from here all the way to the other side of the track there. So I've had a couple of good chats with local businesses about prepping this and concreting. So this side here, pretty simple what needs to happen: concrete and curving. The other side, there's a bit of pipe still needs to be dug up, which is on the other side of the new pipe, and then concrete that area there, so it'll be probably a couple metres wide, 2-3 metres maybe. I'm hoping, it was pretty positive, that might happen in the next sort of couple of weeks. So fingers crossed. Sometimes these things just don't work out, but we'll see. Again, another little access gap here. I should have shown you from the direction the cart's going to come, but again, I don't see an issue with that personally. I think that'll be fine. Another corner that's missing a sponsor, give us a shout out if you're keen. So as you can see, another good example, bolted tyres all the way around to KA specs. Tyres behind, they're good tyres, but they've been strapped together. And then tyres wrapped around the poles. So I haven't calculated how many nuts and bolts and washers we've used, but even just doing the strapping, like, it's saved a lot of time, but a lot in hardware cost too. So like I said, as we do get more tyres, I'll hopefully get some more supercar tyres from Townsville this year. We can start, phasing the strapped tyres out. So back to this corner again. So all these tyres, as you can see, they're all bolted in their stacks, formed into their groups of 4, and they come all the way around just about to where the guys need to come in and do their work for their concreting. Now I do have tyres which are right here. So these tyres here, they're all bolted in their stacks, obviously greater than 600. So once this concreting's done, we can just wheel them over. We'll talk about tyre size too while I'm here. So I don't know where the 600mm minimum height comes from. I guess it's so both the cart and the driver slowed down in the course of an incident. Obviously it's not a perfect world where every tyre is going to get you a spot on 600 or 620mm. So sometimes we do have to go higher. So being that we're out in the middle of the outback, they're pretty hard to get, car tyres. So there are some tyres that look like four-wheel drive tyres, are actually big, but they must be off some sort of SUV because they're actually really soft. The sidewall is really, really soft, nearly as soft as like the racing tyres. So and they're not as heavy as they appear either. So I'm happy to use them probably in areas where the possibility of an impact is quite low. So back here at where the concreting needs to be done, and then joined up to the old surface, the old concrete surface too, the old dirt surface. I'm working hard to get funding to replace this bit by bit, so it might take a couple of years, but eventually I want to get rid of this dirt surface, mainly because it takes a lot of maintenance and for other reasons, but we just don't have the volunteer numbers like any club these days to spend time mucking around with this surface. So better off having concrete as much as we can. So that's all I'll say about that for now. So these tyres along the back straight here, so these haven't been strapped yet, so that's a job that needs to be done up until about here. And then you can see all these guys been strapped together. So yeah, they're all car tyres, and some of them need to be repositioned, as you can see, and that is all the way down into the pits too. So obviously this is a slow area once we get into here, so you're going to have your bolted tyres on your right, strap tyres on the left. There's some older four-wheel drive tyres and whatever against the outside fence too, which are well out of harm's way. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got more tyres over here, so I'll get a bit closer. the ones we're walking straight towards. These guys, they're bolted and strap tyres behind. Again, tyres wrapped around the pole. Now all these tyres, they're all bolted and ready to be moved into the little hole that we have down the back there. So I think that covers off pretty much everything. So yeah, that's where we're at today. Really close. Once that concreting's done, it's just a matter of getting those tyres over, chatting with the people that are going to do the track inspection to see if there's anything else they want changed or updated. But I sort of feel that we're in a pretty good spot. I don't think there's a lot more we could do safety-wise. As far as carts go, like tag restricted 125 is probably going to be the fastest carts we're going to allow here, mainly because of the room. I think if you had a faster cart, I don't reckon you'll enjoy it as much as well. So anyway, that's about it. As you can hear, I'm not too well, so I apologise for the huffing and puffing and the croaky voice, but yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.